Hey, this is Chad.
This is Damien.
Hey, and you're watching RezcastTV.
What? Gamer for life, bro.
Okay, that last part doesn't go in. All right, welcome to episode 4 of the RezCast TV show. I am your host, Chad, or PreacherMan23, and also with me, my partner in crime, Damien, or QRDS2, sitting over there beside me in the southern studios down in beautiful Florida. How are things in Florida tonight, Damien?
Things are warm, humid, and wet, but otherwise, A-okay.
Humid because or wet because it's humid, or wet because it's been raining?
Yes.
Both. Okay.
Yes.
Well, today in Indiana, it was a balmy, 83, 84, nice light wind. Felt probably closer to like 76, 77.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous, sunny, beautiful day here in Indiana.
So you guys know how this is going to happen, right?
It's almost like it's fall already, which makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to sit here and keep talking about your amazing weather. And while we're down here sweltering, I'm going to get you back. You know the time is coming. You're going to be under 80 feet of snow.
80
and
feet?
I'm going to be like 80, okay, 100 feet, whatever you got. And I'm going to be like, oh, it's, 60 degrees outside and breezy and sunny.
Yeah,
Golly.
well, hey, let's be honest, though. When there's 80 feet of snow, I'm not going outside.
Well,
Mostly
that's
because
true.
I won't be able to get out of my house. But if there's 80 feet of snow, I'll just hang out in my house, play a little video game, do a little iRacing, something like that, and I'll be good as long as the heat stays on, right?
Yeah, exactly. The heat stays on and your house can handle 80 feet of snow.
Well, that's my guess is a roof's going to cave in or two if we get 80 feet of snow.
Yeah.
I don't think my house is that tall. Is it not true that a common floor on a building is about 10 or 12 feet?
I believe it is typically around, like 10 or 12 feet. Yeah.
So you're talking about 8 stories of snow.
Yes.
Okay, and so then eventually, that snow will melt, and it all goes south. All goes downhill. And so you'll be under 80 feet of water. So,
Yes. Yes.
I know it's not a 1-to-1 conversion. You guys wouldn't have, you would probably have like 25, 30 feet of water. But
well, we are like 3 inches above sea level. So,
yeah, so that 3 inches will hopefully save you from flooding.
Yeah.
It was funny because I just bought my plane ticket this week for the Rolex 24 Hours at Daytona race coming up in January. And my flight down, both flights are down and back are nonstop. Okay, so my flight down is 2 hours and 25 minutes. My flight back is 2 hours and 30 minutes. You know why it's 5 minutes faster to go down than come back up?
I would assume the weather patterns, the wind.
No, it's because we're going downhill. Yeah. Okay, never mind. All right. Enough with the bad jokes. You're not here for bad jokes. You're here for something.
Yes, they are.
Maybe you are. Yes, maybe you are. You're here for something totally different, and that's gaming news.
Gaming news.
Our commentary on that gaming news, and all the stuff in between.
Expert commentary.
Expert commentary, yes. Because all you need to do to become an expert is, well, call yourself one, right?
That's right. And get a camera and stream, and you can say that you're an expert.
Damien, I actually have on record an expert saying that we were experts.
Do you?
Yes, so we're good, right?
Oh, yeah, we're definitely
right.
If you've got empirical data, we're experts.
Empirical, is that like something to do with the king or?
No.
Oh.
It means you have I'm sorry, all of a sudden Twitch decided to start playing commercial without Weird.
That's awesome. We're dropping some major frames. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Like 10% of the frames are being dropped right now.
Uh-oh.
What are you doing, son? Hey, 1 sec.
Yep. So my guess, if I had to choose, and we're going to play this game, let's guess what's going on over at Preach's house. My guess is his son is streaming or playing some video game online. Video is frozen, but you still have audio. How's my audio, Tugarok? Is it loud enough? Because we've had problems with my audio being a little quiet.
All right, I think the whole video thing has leveled out. I'm in the green now, and I'm not dropping any more frames.
Okay, Tugarok says I'm a little muffled. Oh, both fine on Dan's end. Okay.
You can't really go too much lower because then nobody will be able to hear you.
Yeah. So last week you could barely hear me at all. So if you can hear me, even if I sound a little muddled, then we'll see what we can do about that. So, but anyway, so let's get this show on the road.
Yeah. All right. So sorry about those drop frames. Welcome to chat, Decline. Thank you for being here. We're going to go ahead and get started with some gaming news. Some, I guess maybe not so much news, but just some commentary we wanted to make about some things. And so the first thing we're going to look at tonight is, get to that part on the screen. Got a little timer up there. The first thing we're going to look at tonight is an interesting thing about Blizzard here. Blizzard, go ahead, Damien. Why don't you introduce this one for us?
Yeah, so we all know if you've been anywhere near the gaming universe, especially if you play PC games. Actually, to be honest with you, it's pop culture now. You know about WoW. You know World of Warcraft is, MMORPG. It's got anywhere, depending on the current release schedule, 10 to 5 point something million subscribers, et cetera, et cetera. Like, they had a bad day, and their bad day was we're down to 5.5 million subscribers, right? Well, it's, I don't know, is it 10 years old now, 11 years old?
Yeah, 2004?
Yeah, I think so. And so there's always speculation as something gets older, what's going to come along and kill it? What's going to come along and replace it? And so
they've been saying that for years, too. Like, Star Wars: The Old Republic was supposed to be the WoW killer.
Sure.
Guild Wars. There's been other, Elder Scrolls Online was supposed to be a WoW killer.
Yep.
All those things. Lord of the Rings at one time was supposed to be a WoW killer.
Right. And so, other games can come along and kill WoW, which hasn't happened yet. But additionally, even Blizzard themselves, are they going to come out with a new MMO to replace World of Warcraft or take it to another level or create a new storyline? There's always these questions about that. And so at Gamescom, which we reported on some stuff from Gamescom last week, DesignTrend.com actually got out there and talked to, or they heard from anyway, executive producer J. Allen Brack. And he spoke with IGN, that's who it was, saying that Blizzard is wary of producing an MMO sequel to World of Warcraft since most MMO sequels tend to perform poorly. Goes on to say, there's not really a great model for a successful sequel MMO. Virtually all of them have been very significant failures, and I think we're very conscious of that. Not just small failures either. And I think somewhere else, it may not have been in this article, but somewhere else I saw that, no, it wasn't this one. Guild Wars 2 is the only one that really they quote as being successful as a sequel. And so, I don't know. What do you think about that, Breach?
Well, I think this. Blizzard would be dumb to ever make a sequel to World of Warcraft for a couple of reasons. One, money-wise, it's much easier to release expansions and allow you to pay $40 for an infrastructure or, coding that already exists. They came out with a couple of years ago where they kind of updated all the character models. They started adding in more polygon, all that good stuff, and they can continue to do that as long as they're following keeps going. So yeah, they would be silly to make a sequel, MMO sequel to World of Warcraft. Now I think they eventually someday will make another MMO, but it won't be in the World of Warcraft universe.
So here's my take on that. Okay, and I don't have a long history with WoW, but just applying a little bit of logic here, to me, I'm willing to bet you that they've been brainstorming about a follow-on title, a sequel, or maybe a new IP altogether for an MMO. But I doubt it's taken the form of we need to do this now. If they're smart, they're going, eventually WoW will probably, it may never go away, but it may get to a point where it doesn't retain 10 million new subscribers after a new release and things like that. I mean, we're seeing a little more volatility now. 5.5 million is their recent numbers, and I believe that's one of the lowest they've had in many, many years.
Yeah.
But look, it's still 5.5 million subs. And so why would you go crush or change anything about your focus, your bread and butter MMO right now?
Look, here's the deal with that. Like, first of all, Blizzard has always been one that has said we'll release it when it's done. And if we don't like it, we're not putting it out. And, we saw that with Project Titan. Supposed to be an MMO that was going to come out. They killed the whole project. We'll never know. We may never know what that was.
They sure did.
And the second thing, you talk about like 5 million subscribers. Now, yes, coming down from their peak when they were at like 12 million people, that's a big drop. Like, that's half of their subscriber base that they peaked at, right? But 5.5 million times $15
plus $40 expansions
is still $82,500,000 a month that they're bringing in on subscriptions if everybody's paying subscription. I want to just clarify that for a second. $82 million a month. Get this. Like, there are games that come out that if they don't sell 2 million copies, like $2 million worth of copies, they lose money.
Yeah.
82 million a month. You got games like Star Wars The Old Republic that have like around 1 million subscribers or less that is successful because of where they're at. Blizzard sets the bar up here so much with this game that there is no way, no how that they're going to change this right now. It's just going to be, they're going to keep rolling on this. This is their cash cow. It allows them to experiment in other things. It's going to be their cash cow for a little while. And to be honest, as they continue to release new content, it's all going to be something that they're going to keep just making money on.
Oh, I agree totally, and that's what I'm saying is you know what? At some point, they need to plan for another MMO. Okay, that doesn't mean they're going to build it. They just need to start. It doesn't, with all the money that they're making, they have plenty of free money to R&D ideas. And if they're smart, they're researching ideas now. If we're still playing WoW in 20 years, fine. But why not be prepared to potentially come out with a new IP if WoW just completely falls off the board? But again, 5.5 million. So let me put it this way. EVE is around 500,000 subs, right?
Right.
And so, there's been some grumbles lately. There's some concerns about their financial situation. I don't know where it stands. I don't know if that's rumors, but still, they're living off 500,000 subs. 5.5 million subs, you don't make a new MMO. It's that simple. You do some planning, you do some talking, but nothing that's going to go outside of the idea room.
Yeah. I mean, they could do
They have plenty of runway.
They have a massive world here that they can do a lot of different things with. It doesn't have to be another MMO. It just doesn't have to be.
No, but I think the question is more, so right now they're coming out with, they've got a MOBA in Heroes of the Storm. They've got StarCraft, which is a
real-time strategy.
Real-time strategy.
RTS.
That's right. Yep. And they've got
Diablo,
which is
that's like an action type, adventure type game.
Yeah. You've got Overwatch
coming out, which is what?
Is
like
it first person?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's like a first-person shooter type of thing. So they've got something in every category cooking. So it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, if WoW started really losing its thing, I mean, if it was just really not making money anymore. If we got below 1 million subs, or they saw a trend where it was going to be going below 1 million subs, I could see them coming out with new IP.
It would be
But
interesting to know like what that conversation's been in like the boardrooms of Blizzard to say at what point does World of Warcraft not support itself anymore?
because I'll say this, that's a good question. Because I'll tell you, I'll bet you that number is higher than maybe it would be for other games. Because one thing I will say, when you have a big fat golden goose, you're going to hire a lot of people to support that golden goose. So I mean, I don't know how large the development team is for WoW, but I'm willing to bet a couple pennies that it's the overall team for WoW is probably pretty sizable in nature. So
Yeah.
they need to still have probably quite a lot of subs to support that, more so than some of the smaller titles. So that number may be 1 million subs. Maybe that, whereas other companies are like, gosh, I would love to have 1 million subs, but maybe WoW require, who knows? But at a certain point, they're going to see this downward trend. They're going to they have to be looking at the numbers, and at some point, sure, a new MMO. I think they would want to fill that void. I don't know that it would be a sequel to WoW. I just don't see it happening anytime soon.
Yeah.
I mean, nowhere soon. I mean,
Yeah.
my kids may be out of college before that happens.
Yeah, we
So-
could get through another 9 years or 10 years. I mean, we could see the 20th anniversary of this game.
I think we could see a 20th
And it could be
anniversary.
a 20th anniversary of a game where it's actually being played regularly, not where we come back and we have this nostalgia and we revisit something that's 20 years old. We're talking like can stay within the gaming world for another 9 years. November 2004 is when this game came out. So November
Nope,
2000 or 2014.
Hey,
Yeah, 2024.
BlizzCon. There you go.
Yeah, so
BlizzCon 2024.
it'd be interesting.
I think they've got-
Interesting.
At least 5, but I could totally see 2024.
Man, there is no game that I go back to more than WoW. Like when it comes to like returning to it to play it again, maybe Mass Effect 3 or the Mass Effect series for me. But WoW has been something where I take a break, and it may be a year break, it may be longer than that, but then I always seem to come back for the release of the expansions. So, all right, well that's a good. Well, yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm excited to see what Blizzard comes up with next. Okay, so our next article we're going to talk about is an interesting one. I don't know if I'm interested by this as much as I'm just like kind of thanks, Captain Obvious. There was an article released by GameStop that said Fallout 4 was basically done before Bethesda even announced it back. Was it E3 that they announced it?
I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, so
Oh.
what this article's just talking about is that Bethesda's going, look, we were not going to announce this game unless it was already done, and we're not going to tell you that it's going to come out in November 10th to be what is the current date they're giving. If we weren't now just spending time polishing things and bug fixing, that we were not going to be adding new features in the summer months between when we announce it and when we're going to release it. So interesting, I guess. I mean, the other interesting thing about this article is they say that it doesn't mean that we don't listen to fan feedback. It just means that we're not creating new stuff for the game. So, I just found that interesting. I mean, it was kind of like a, thank you, Captain Obvious. We know that this has to be something that's done. But at the same time, like there's some truth to this that I don't know that gamers fully understand. How long they've probably been working on this.
Yeah, I mean, this is just software development in general. I mean, I'm actually going through this process right now where I've got a due date coming up for a project that I'm working on, and we're a little behind. But typically at this point, when we're as close as we are to the due date, we've pretty much got everything in place. We're in there and we're doing our testing before it gets handed over to QA, and we're doing polish. I literally say, okay, it's time for spit and polish. That's what we do, and they're going to be doing the same thing. When you've got a title that's this large, you're going to need a few months of spit and polish. You really are, especially when you've got a title that's this anticipated. So, so you're right. Yeah, it was announced at E3, and it doesn't surprise me to hear that it was largely done. I mean, It's conceivable that maybe some modules were not put together, but most of the teams were probably reporting, yes, we're done in principle, and now it's time to come in and do some cleanup here and there. So,
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I don't know if this is news or if they were just reaching for it. Of course, now we're reaching for it, but I think it's a good point because it actually isn't. It's not just Captain Obvious to me because this is something where a lot of people don't think about it. So the response to this, the reason why this goes out there, and again, it depends on what they were trying to go for at GameSpot with this article, but people think, oh my gosh, we've been complaining about or saying we want these things in here for 6 months. Well, what you don't realize is, yeah, the game comes in November, and you may have talked about something you wanted in the game as a group of fans collectively back in July, but it's already done.
Yeah.
There's no time to implement anything new, and so they were wanting to make sure they said, hey, we're not ignoring our fans. It's just you've got to understand, and nobody's going to understand the SDLC, which is the software development lifecycle, which is the whole process in which you go through to develop software, et cetera, et cetera. Nobody's going to fully understand it, but I think, and even this, I think, is going to be a reach. If there's fans right now that are like, oh, I wanted this in there and it's not going to be in there.
Well, it's interesting you say that because that's where the mods come in. And this game's going to be fully moddable, just like Fallout Vegas, Fallout 3 was. And an interesting thing about that is Fallout 4's launch has caused one mod maker, a mod that is called Project Brazil, to really speed up its release. So they've been working on it for a long time. I think even that they had released a little bit of it or a portion of it, and because of this, they've had to really gear up their development of this mod so they could finish it before the release of Fallout 4, since this was for Vegas. So it's an interesting thing. Like, they got all these things that are taking effect over this, making things happen just from the game being something they probably started thinking about even in the development of New Vegas.
Yeah. I mean, it's well, when you're developing anything like this, you're usually one game or one expansion out. You may not be laying down code for the next expansion, but you will start spinning people up and into your next project as they become available from your current project.
Yeah.
And so in this case, what blew me away about this is, let me find it here. Yeah. He's quoted as saying, quote, the only thing, the reveal, affected on the project was, and when he says the reveal of when Fallout 4 was coming out, the only thing that affected the project was that we decided to expedite our already tight schedule from a release in March to a more contracted release in October, early November. That's crazy because that is a huge push forward in the software world.
And this is a mod, so they can't charge for it either, or don't, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
So this is more just a labor of love.
That's what yeah. So, but there's obviously got to be some bottom line somewhere. They're going to get something out of it, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking through here again. I'm trying to see, our fans have been very supportive of us and very patient. And they deserve that solid ending as much as we deserve a clean end point on this 5-year journey. That says two things to me. Okay, yes, maybe they want to make their fans happy. Yes, they want to be able to get their game out before Fallout 4 comes out so they can at least capture some titles. And it's just like, the other thing is, you know what? They want to start work on Fallout 4 stuff probably. So they're trying to get their dev teams to roll off of that. So there's multiple reasons why this is probably happening. It could be any one of those or it could be all of those. But, it's just one of those things.
It's just interesting.
Well, what I find interesting about it. So the first kind of two articles that we talked about here, really kind of three, is we're getting an inside look at the game industry from the development side. And I dig that. I really dig that because I think a lot of people don't realize. Let me put it to you this way. You think about these massive budgets that movies have, right? And what was the superhero movie that just came out? 4.
Ant-Man?
No.
Oh, the Fantastic Four stuff.
Fantastic Four, right? They had a budget of $150 million. And if I remember correctly, the movie got horrible reviews. Like Rotten Tomatoes was like 9%. It was just horrible.
I never
They've got
saw
these
it.
huge budgets, and they spend all this money, and they come out with something that is just a stinker, apparently. And so these game companies, they're building something on the scale of these massive high budget movies, and they're they're having to put this together. And I think more and more they're trying to show, look, here's what we're going through.
But,
you know, and you as the gamer don't have to feel the pain, but we want you to know we do listen.
Yeah.
But we do have deadlines. You know,
Yeah.
it's just kind of like that.
But by the way, if Blizzard wanted to pay for the Fantastic Four movie, they could do it in 2 months of 5.5 million people doing subscription. All right. Just a kind of a heads up on that one.
Touché.
Yeah. All right. So that kind of brings us to our next question, because you know, pre-orders. There's a lot of talk about whether pre-orders are good or bad for the industry, right? A lot of people say that pre-orders give freedom to game developers to release crap at the beginning and then just patch it later, right? Because it's like, we know we're getting this money, we already got your money, you know, we know this many copies, things like that. We know that these things, it's easy this way. But one thing that I found interesting is companies are always trying to do things to get pre-orders for their game, right? So like Forza, depending on where you pre-order the game, depends on what extra car you get.
Oh, that drives me.
So like when I bought Forza 4 back on the 360, I bought the collector's edition and I pre-ordered it from Best Buy, and so I got a BMW instead of whatever from ordering it from Microsoft or whatever it might be. Or Black Ops, or not Black Ops 2. When I I didn't pre-order actually. I got lucky and got a day one edition at Best Buy for Advanced Warfare or Warfighter, whatever that one is. I got gold armor or gold stuff, right?
Right.
So those things are literally nothing more than pre-order bonuses. Well, one of the things that we're seeing a bigger thing do, and we're seeing it right now, is people are pre-ordering to get into betas of a game. Okay, for instance, you know, we need to talk about this a little bit. The Call of Duty beta, multiplayer beta released, I think it was a couple weeks ago, maybe last week, for the PlayStation 4, and I think people who pre-ordered it got in early, and it's getting ready to be open beta on the Xbox. And well, I just wonder, like, is offering beta access for pre-orders, like, how do you feel about that? For me, I feel like it's just a little underhanded.
So I just put it out there like this. If it's a game that I like, okay, regardless of whatever conversation is about to come out of my mouth, if it's a game that I like, I'm gonna go pre-order it because I want to get in the beta. I'm not gonna tell you I won't. So everything that may come out of my mouth now could be a little bit hypocritical or maybe not. I don't really have a fully developed opinion on this yet because, yes, on one hand, I could totally see that it's just a way to get pre-orders and golly, you know, but okay, but hang on. A couple of things come out of this. Number one, yes, they get a pre-order out of you, but what does a pre-order cost you?
Well,
is it just the $5 or do you have to pay it in full before you? I forget how that works.
I'm pretty sure it's just $5.
Okay, so if you get a pre-order, you get into the beta, and then here's the thing: you get into the beta. The hope is it's not too glitchy, right? They get some additional user testing out of the deal. And you technically don't have to pre-order. You just don't get into the beta. I don't really have a problem with that. What I do have a little bit more of a problem with is the first thing you talked about with Forza, where you can only get this car if you pre-order at Best Buy or your local
That
GameStop.
to me is a better incentive to pre-order something than me paying some company to beta test their product. Because that's what you're doing. To get into the beta, to pay your pre-order, you're paying them to get into the beta product.
But
so I can play your game earlier than what it is, and it may be a piece of crap because it's a beta version. And like give me something that makes it worth it for me to pre-order the game. When I get into the game and I can put on my gold armor because I pre-ordered the game and nobody else has it, so be it. Like that's special. But when I get into the game and there is nothing for me to show for, paying the extra $5, getting it early, not extra, but paying the $5 early, okay, let's just do some math here, okay? How many pre-order copies do you think a game like Call of Duty Black Ops 3, how many pre-orders do you think they get?
I haven't a clue.
They're going to sell a couple million pretty quick,
yeah, at
right?
least. Oh, they get huge. I mean, It's huge. It's a huge number.
So do you think it's 1 million pre-orders? Is that, I don't even know what, it'd be interesting to know like a good number on that. Let's just say, for lack of a better argument, 1 million pre-orders, $5 a piece. Think about that for a minute.
Yeah. Oh, they're getting money ahead of the game.
That's $5 million.
Hang on.
That's sitting in the bank for something that's not done, that you've not delivered a product for, sitting there doing whatever they wanted to do, so I can test their game for them.
Well,
I can go to the websites right now and apply for jobs to be a tester in the gaming industry. Now, I'm not going to get it because I don't have experience, but I can do that. And they pay me to do that. Where now I'm paying money to a company to do that.
So hang on. I disagree on this one. I disagree on the point that you're paying to be a beta tester.
I totally forgot to start the timer.
I know. I just noticed that. I disagree that you're paying to be a beta tester. I just disagree with it, because yes, you are. I guess I shouldn't say it like that. Yes, you are being a beta tester, but you're paying for early access. It's that you get to see the game early because you want to see the game early. And the idea that they haven't delivered something yet, you're not going to go invest into something unknowingly, okay, that you aren't pretty sure that the company is going to come out with a title. And let's be honest, most of the time, it's something where it's Call of Duty. They're coming out with a title. And I'm just going to turn the tables on you. I'm just playing, kind of devil's advocate here a little bit. Is imagine, if you will, you had the opportunity to help kickstart Shenmue 3, and you would have gotten in to the beta at the contribute kickstart level that you bought. Would you have done it?
I don't know. There's a good chance that I would have looked at those things that you get and would have made my determination on how much I was going to donate for the game on that. But that's different, I think. Here's why.
Is it?
Yes. Because that's a Kickstarter. The money to make that game is coming from people like you and me. Right? The money to make this game is not coming from you and me. This money is coming from a company that's putting this out to sell the product to us, okay? So what I mean by that is oh gosh, it's different. I know
it gets complicated. I understand.
It does get complicated, but it is different because I feel like because the gamer is paying to produce one game is different than getting a game, like this, where it's not being paid by me to produce.
Okay. All right. But my point with it, though,
I'm going to look at those levels and I'm going to go, hey, if I donate $40, I'm going to get a copy of the game.
Right.
That's where I'm going to land before anything else.
And the danger with something like Shenmue that you're probably not going to have with Black Ops is that you have no clue if it will ever actually see the light of day or if it's going to be vaporware. Whereas Black Ops, it's going to get released.
But there could be a whole, and part of why this argument came up, just so you kind of know, like my son has been on the Call of Duty, like I'm in love with everything Call of Duty. I watch YouTube videos on Call of Duty. I have, I have to get as many versions of the game as I can.
That's intense.
It is. It's bad. Like it is like he will sit there and play so he can get like whatever the highest. Like I got this skin for my gun that took me 47 days to get, and Like
I
he
can
is
only play
into
for
it that
30 minutes
much.
with it before it disappears.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
exactly.
I
And
was a little bitter.
he came to me and he was like, "Hey, can we pre-order Black Ops 3?" And I'm just against pre-ordering anyway because I feel like it's just me giving money for a product I'm not sure what it's going to be like. And that could be a total different argument. And I think it does give excuse for game developers to put things out that aren't completely done yet. But
Here's
that's
my
another story.
question. Do they get that money immediately? And what I mean by that is if I go to GameStop and I pre-order a game, let's say I went out and I pre-ordered Fallout tomorrow. I can go put $10 down on it. I can go to GameStop next week and move that money from Fallout to Assassin's Creed.
Right.
So
I don't know.
I wonder if the money even makes it to the game developers or if it's deals that they make with Best Buys and things like that. And those companies get to keep the money.
That's a good question.
I wonder. Obviously, either which way the game company is advocating is allowing this pre-order. They and then you've got they've obviously got to be in cahoots to some degree because if you pre-order, you get into a beta. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so maybe the game company doesn't get the money right off the bat, but they get to report numbers of pre-orders, which helps their marketing.
Sure.
Don't know. But at the end of the day, I get what you're saying. I get your concern. I get why it kind of tweaks me, I guess, a little bit. But I do feel like we're both getting something out of the deal. As long as, now I'll say this, if they give us a beta and it's complete and utter junk, it's completely unplayable. I think, was there a Battlefield 4 beta that was kind of unplayable as a beta or something? Matchmaking was just horrible. Yeah. That I'm going to be mad about. But again, if I had
I'm not against the idea of the beta. I'm just I'm against the idea of making me pre-order to get to be a part of the beta. Oh gosh, the timer went off and just
we hit the buzzer.
Deafened me.
Ha!
No, I don't know. I mean, we'd love to hear your guys' comments with this stuff too. Definitely tune in or go to our YouTube channel, put some comments there. We'd love to hear your guys' feedback on this.
Yeah.
I can be completely way off, and that's understandable. So
should we play the video? I haven't even seen it.
I haven't either. Sure, why not?
All right, let me know when you start
it. Here we go.
Oh my goodness. It's a pelican.
That's what I thought. But then that guy just wall ran like in Titanfall.
Oh. That guy out there with a sniper rifle earlier, quick scope. Oh my gosh, what was that? Oh my gosh. What are some of the most insane, crazy weapons we can think of?
Underwater multiplayer?
I can almost promise you I won't like that.
Pre-order now and get access to the multiplayer
Get access to the multiplayer beta.
I don't know. That's interesting. I'm not watched the trailer yet. It looks like that everything Call of Duty now is going futuristic.
Yeah, super high tech.
Yeah, no. We shall see.
Cool. All right.
If it ends up in my house, it won't be because I buy it.
It looks really good, Legendary. I will totally agree with you. It looks really good, but I'm telling you, if it plays well, who's making it this time? Black Ops 3. That is Treyarch. Are they still making it?
Treyarch is, yeah.
I typically like the Blobs games, so I can tell you that I did not like Ghosts though. Ghost was
that was the worst game Oh, it was so bad. Anyway.
Yeah. All right.
But you know what? This is totally off topic a little bit, but
That's
this
okay.
is becoming the new Madden.
Yeah, I think it is the new Madden. I think it's.
You know, Madden is like, oh, they just release a new roster every year. Like,
Yeah.
I know they change a few things up and everything, but it's literally becoming like the new Madden. Like every couple of years, we know we're going to get a new Call of Duty, and everybody's going to switch over, whether it's good or bad. Ghost was that way. Like, people bought it because it was Call of Duty, and it was garbage.
Oh, it was such garbage. It
Oh.
really was. It
I
really
guess that's another topic for another show. But...
Yeah, maybe
right.
maybe recycling games. That's a good topic.
Yeah. All
Let's
right.
have some fun.
It's time for everybody's favorite game show. I don't know if it's really a game show, but it is time for us to play a little buy, rent, or skip. So here's how this works. We're going to show a trailer for a game that's coming out in the near future. The games that we're looking at tonight are actually, I think, all releasing this year. So we're going to look at 3 trailers, and then we're going to have 1 minute, 30 seconds apiece to talk about whether we would.
Hang on a second. I thought I was prepared. I was not.
I won't start. I'm just explaining how the game works. You don't have to cut me off.
Sorry.
Skip. That's what I'm doing here. No. So then we have 30 seconds to talk about whether we're going to buy the game, rent the game, or skip the game. And you know, sometimes there's some games that you think that we might skip, but we might buy, or we might buy, but we might actually just rent. So we're going to do that here in just a second. As soon as Damien is ready.
Yeah. What in the world?
Like, for instance, last 2 weeks ago, you can see this video on our YouTube channel. On show 3, we did one game that was called We Happy Few. And it is like one of those freaky survival horror games, but it's just creepy enough that, like, it'll freak you out a little bit, but for whatever reason, I don't know why. Like, I'm super interested in that game. So, anyway.
And you don't like being scared.
I hate it. So
I'm all set. Let's go.
Okay, so first game tonight is Halo 5 Guardians. You ready, Damien?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Not just another target, you know.
Every target is just another target, Buck.
0631 this morning. Master Chief was declared absent without leave.
I'm a Spartan now, sir.
I know who you are. Yet now you hunt another Spartan, the greatest of your clan.
Every other Spartan, every soldier, when they hear about this, they're gonna hate us. You know that, right?
You're not the only one here because of him.
Sanion, the Covenant's final stronghold. That is where you'll find the Master Chief and the Guardian he seeks.
It's a pre-order ad on the video.
Keep an ear on comms.
Affirmative.
Buck, Tanaka, defensive positions.
I will never bow to infidels.
Look, we sure the Chief came this way?
Let's see. Activating the Artemis.
Hello, Pip-Boy. I mean...
Did he say Artemis?
Veil.
Yeah.
See this too?
Isn't that what they call that machine in Assassin's Creed?
No,
that's the Animus.
Animus, yeah.
Pretty close.
Chief's assault rifle. No ammo. Then the Master Chief's been through here.
Which means he has a head start on the Guardian. Let's get moving.
I regret everything.
Oh, boy.
I regret everything.
That's great.
Looks like Arbiter's running the Covenant out of town.
He's been fighting for this moment a long time, Vale. The Covenant's finally breaking.
There's the Guardian.
You think the Chief's already on board?
Watch out!
Keep
Whoa.
your head down and run!
Everybody's got those jetpacks.
You mean another Halo game with a part of the game where you have to run away from something that's disintegrating underneath your feet? No. That's never happened in a game before.
Made it.
Yeah, safe and sound inside a crumbling building.
Better than the bottom of the ocean. Did you see that?
Feels
You think it's Prometheus?
very Gears-ish right now.
Incoming!
Doesn't it?
Did back there. What? The glowing pups again?
I'm down.
Buck, fight it up.
That guy just let that girl die. Wow.
Phaeton down!
Tanaka, help Bale.
On it. On your feet, Spartan.
He hit you with a flashlight.
That always helps me feel better when I'm sick. That's what my mom used to do. Chicken soup and a flashlight. Oh!
Soldier!
Oh, not these things again. Ooh. That's a whole nother part of the
Weapon cache up
storyline.
there. Bale, Tanaka, flank left. Buck, head up with me.
You go high, we'll go low. That's Gears of War right there.
That's true, that is.
Plasma caster.
Plasma caster? Oh, nice.
Skips.
Soldier, shoot! Sergeant! You will something!
I don't think so. Shotgun.
Soldier
Where's
captain's
grenade?
on deck.
Take them down.
Show me a grenade.
Wait, what's that guy shooting at?
Whoa, that was pretty intense.
Keeper of the domain and her secrets.
Take him out.
Oh boy.
Oh, boss fight.
Oh!
The Master Chief is called, but your passage is denied.
Oh my goodness. Well. Ooh, yeah, good point. There's a little bit of that kind of vibe. That looks pretty awesome, though. AT-ATs. I mean,
Mechs. Got mechs in Halo now.
We need to get airborne. We are airborne at Forerunner face-off.
Oh. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Go.
It is a buy. And I can tell you it's a buy right out of the gate because I bought every single Halo game that has been made. So that right off the gate, it's a buy because of that. But if we were going to talk about the merits of this video, just this video right now, it's still a buy for me because I've always liked the Halo gameplay. And while I don't know, I didn't see anything I disliked. I saw a lot that I liked in that video. The only thing that kind of gets me is the storyline, the creatures that we're fighting now. And of course, I'm having a hard time
Hey,
remembering.
you're out of time now too, so it doesn't matter.
Ah,
So for me, it's a rent, and the only reason why it's a rent is because Damien will buy it, and so I will play it with him. But it's a rent, and the reason why it's a rent is because let's see, I feel like that was Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, and Halo 4. Like I'm just kind of done running through ships, fighting things that want to destroy the world and me save them. I'm just there. I mean, Halo
there's an
is
actual storyline behind it.
Okay, so what's this storyline? Let's see. Something wants to take over, and we have to stop them. Yep, that's different.
All right, so we got to buy and a rent.
Yeah, so.
All
All right. Let's see. The next video
You're gonna go first.
Okay, I'll go first on this one. Next video is well, a little game we like to call Forza.
Forza.
Oh, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
When it's time, we race rain or shine.
Joseph Newgarden is a ferocious competitor. He just won in Toronto while racing in wet weather conditions. Having his perspective really helped us deliver an experience that speaks to players of all types.
Racing in the wet, everyone calls it the great equalizer because it's the toughest conditions you're ever going to run in.
When we decided to do rain, we wanted to do it in an impactful, authentic way.
The brake lights,
the spray, being surrounded by cars,
the way that the water shears off cars in front of you,
the windshield wiper in your face.
It's perfect.
We have 148 unique drivable surfaces.
Rumble strips of grass, gravel,
cement, tarmac. All of them had to feel unique.
There's a lot of different areas of the track that you have to make sure are correct.
Each with different values for wet and dry. We approached researching this in the most authentic way we could. Going through old race footage, doing our measurements on the track itself, we were able to recreate where every single puddle was placed.
I get to drive multi-million-dollar simulators, and none of them that I've experienced have had wet conditions built into their model. So for Forza to be at the cutting edge of that is pretty cool.
And all rain is running at the speed of simulation, at 1080p and 60 frames a second with 24 cars on track. All of this wouldn't be possible without the Xbox One.
Forza Motorsport 6 has reached a new level. They are always pushing the boundaries, and I think they always deliver.
All right. So for me, oh gosh, this is such a hard one for me because I love racing games so much. I'm just so much into them, and every Forza game I've owned, every one of them. So this one I know I'm going to buy. I know I am. But the problem with me right now is that I've been racing with a wheel. I want to do a wheel on this game so bad, but because of the rain conditions and some of the other stuff, I'm pretty sure I'll be purchasing this one right straight out of the gate. And you're right. I would probably pre-order this one if I could get in early.
Okay, so for me, it's a rent. Now, it's a hard decision. I would say there's maybe a decent chance I end up buying, but here's why.
Wrong answer.
Yeah, well, here's why. Because I do want to get into iRacing, and unfortunately, the wheels that I'm looking at are PC only, which means I'm gonna have to race controller, and that's why it's gonna be a rent. I've never been great with a controller, but it is conceivable that because Chad is buying it, I may end up buying it because I'm a follower. No, that's not right.
No.
It looks awesome. I will say that.
It's one of the. I mean, I was just watching those videos. Like, there's just. I would love to see like Turn 10 and iRacing. Legendary Raptor, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it.
Woo! Thank you very much for the follow.
I would love to see Turn 10 and iRacing come together and create the most amazing sim ever. It would be amazing. So, but
I don't know if it would be amazing. I think there would be compromise on both sides. I think there's room for both.
Legendary Raptor's name could possibly be Iron Raptor. That would be a better name, wouldn't it?
I don't know. Anything with legendary in the name is pretty darn good.
Yeah, but I feel like you're just kind of like setting yourself up to be ridiculed when you say legendary.
Well, either which way, I'm glad he's a follower. Or she.
Yeah. And he says something about a plasma gasser. Notice that up here?
That was from Halo. That was from we were watching Halo. Yeah.
I feel like when I'm around him, he's a plasma gasser. But anyway, all right. Now you might know who that is. Oh, goodness. All right.
Oh, boy.
So next video. This is our last video for our buy, rent, skip. All right? And it's a little game called Assassin's Creed Syndicate. You ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
The E3 2015 demo of Assassin's Creed Syndicate offers up a substantial chunk of its gameplay, giving players a chance to try out big additions like the rope launcher, gang brawls, and carriage chases. But not all of what it showcases is so obvious. Taking the time to go off the rails and experiment yields all kinds of insight into what's new. And with that in mind, here are 10 cool things even sharp-eyed players might have missed. Jacob Fry can beat up Victorian thugs by the dozen, usually with brutal finishers. If you're in the mood for a challenge, however, try getting a few of them to the very point of death and then backing off. If you can get a few wounded Templars near each other without accidentally killing any, you can finish them all at once with a spectacular cinematic flourish. Our natural inclination when starting the demo for the first time was to immediately head to the rooftops and make a beeline for the nearest enemy stronghold, because that's what assassins do, right? Well, there's nothing that says assassins can't also hijack one of London's many carriages and wreak some idle havoc. If you feel like being a jerk, you're free to run down Templars, ram civilians off the road, and eventually get chased around by London's police officers.
Oh no.
Drawing unwanted attention from enemies and carriages can be deadly. Lucky for you, there's a quick solution, although you might want to avoid it if you don't like seeing animals get hurt in games. Shooting your enemy's steeds with any weapon will send them racing down the street, taking their Templar handlers with them. If that's
You're
final
fussing over a horse,
shooting
but like
again
you
kills
kill
them,
people in
effectively
games all the
crashing
time?
their carriages and creating an obstacle for other pursuits.
Well, I mean, typically I kill people that are trying to kill me.
No, not
Being
always.
stealthy means not leaving a mess, so Assassin's Creed Syndicate once again gives you the ability to carry and conceal dead bodies.
Because that's
In a
important.
series first, however, you can take them back out again if you change your mind and first really feel the need to sling a corpse over your shoulder.
Oh gosh.
Oh, no way.
Jacob has a few throwing knives up his sleeve, and they're good for more than just long-range headshot kills. They can also create distractions to lure enemies to specific spots, which is a fantastic tool for those moments when you want baddies to stand under big, heavy objects that can be easily cut loose with another.
I like that.
That's cool, except there was an innocent guy there.
He looked like
Things
a bad
won't
guy.
always go your way in a fight, and being desynchronized
Wait,
is more
watch
gruesome
yourself
than it's
die?
been in the past.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Watching Jacob get executed by his Templar foes, it's humiliating, so consider it an extra
And it's a
incentive
bit
to not be
ragdollish.
killed. While the demo offers straightforward goals, its walled-off chunk of London is pretty substantial, and those who take the time to explore will be rewarded. Specifically, they'll be rewarded with the chance to check out St. Paul's Cathedral, a soaring piece of 17th century architecture
Wow.
that's presented here in all its massive glory, making it an essential stop for the determined historical
That's pretty
tourist.
cool.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of historical tourism, those with an eye for detail will find a lot to take in. 19th century ads are fascinating to look at with their old-timey caricatures
That's
and
cool.
quaintly elaborate product logos, and they're plastered all over the place. You can also watch workmen build a road or scale the heights of London's tallest buildings and take in the strangely majestic skyline created by smoke-belching factories.
1900s London was pretty
open.
nasty and dirty, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah, yeah.
At the climax of the demo, we chased a Templar gang boss named Bloody Nora across town in a carriage before facing off against her forces in a vicious gang battle. But you don't fight her. We can't stand to let a Templar live, though, and it's entirely possible to stop and kill her en route to the battle by intercepting her carriage. You'll notice the difference when you arrive at the brawl site. Instead of being greeted by Nora and her revolver, you'll get to see Jacob triumphantly display Nora's scarf. You'll still have to fight, but you'll get the extra satisfaction of knowing there's one less Templar in London.
I feel like they went a little
What
more
other
brutal
secrets
with
does
this
London
game.
hold? Find out when Assassin's
Well, but that's
Creed
Victorian
Syndicate
England.
comes to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
I mean, that's during the
October
time of Jack the
23rd,
Ripper, if I
and
know,
PC
if
this
I
fall.
remember correctly.
And in the meantime, keep your eyes on Ubiblog for more updates.
There you go. Actually, that's
you go.
coming out in October.
Very soon.
Right. So go. You're up first.
All right, here we go. So this game, I'm going to hit and haul on this one for a little bit. I was a big fan of the Assassin's Creed series once I started playing it. 1 through 3, 4 was a lot of fun, although it was very, very different with Black Flag. I think it was 4, right?
Yep.
And then they came out with was it Unity last year, right? And well, for Xbox One. And I haven't played it a lot. My daughter, however, has gotten hardcore into Assassin's Creed. So for that reason, it will probably be a buy, but it would probably just be a rent for me normally.
All right. So for me on this one, I really liked 1. I liked 2. I didn't get into Brotherhood and the other one after that too much. Black Flag was amazing, and thankfully I was able to get it last month on the Xbox One for free, and I just love that game. But Unity was a bit of a letdown in the sense of just in some of the stuff going on with it. So for me, I would probably this is definitely going to be a rent for me before I would buy it, because to be honest with you, I need Ubisoft to prove to me they're going to put out another good game with this series. I love the series. I love the whole concept behind it.
Totally.
I love how it's kind of going through time periods, which is really cool. I actually have Unity on my PC. When I bought my PC, that's a game I got with my video card for free.
Oh, nice.
And so I haven't played it yet on stream, but at some point I will, I'm sure. So.
Very cool.
All right.
Well, just make sure when you rent it, let's sync that up so we can do some of the online together, which is always frustrating. I can play the online for a little bit, but I just get a little frustrated by it after a while.
Yeah. Well, there you guys go. There's another edition of Buy, Rent, Skip, everybody's favorite game show. It's taken the nation by rage. Wait, no, rage.
Yeah, by storm.
By storm. Rage would be bad, right?
Rage would be bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna get things closed out here, but as we do that, we got what we do normally at this part of the show is we talk a little bit about just some highlights that are happening at RezcastTV. As you guys know, we do this show every other Monday, but then during the time that we're not doing the show, we stream on Twitch and put videos on YouTube. And so Tuesday and Wednesday, usually I'm doing some iRacing stuff. I do a truck series on Tuesday. Wednesday is NIS Open. And then Damien does Thursday. He usually hangs out with me Tuesday. And then Thursday, he does, like he did some EVE last week. And I've been doing some World of Warcraft and Hawken and stuff like that. So, that's just a little bit of what we do. And so we're going to just show you a few of our clips, just some things that have been happening around RezcastTV. So the first one we have here is Damien actually levels up in World of Warcraft. All right, I'm going to play it right now.
Can we just talk over it?
Sure.
Jeez.
Well, you're going to talk over it kind of anyway, right?
Yeah. So, well, I guess that's true. Huh?
You're kind of looking disgusted on the screen right now. I don't know why. Bah! You just went bah. Come on now. What are you?
DJ, what's up? I am frustrated with myself because I keep hitting the reel it back in key instead of the catch the fish key.
Oh. You're yawning now.
Gamescom, okay. Yeah, so they covered that, and I haven't watched it since. So essentially what's going on here is this is a tune that I created back when Preach was playing, and Preach and Tugarok managed to get to their level 100 before I did. And hello, Heirloom Gear.
Might know
I could
a little more about the game.
I like flying. I like flying around. But anyway, so I've decided that, you know what, we're going to have a new expansion. We don't know when it's coming out, whether it's late this year, early next year. But I also just kind of fancy playing the game. I mean, I've been playing a lot of EVE for a while now, and just looking for something a little different. And this time I'm actually really enjoying playing it. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get to level 100. And here I hit 98.
Where are you now? I mean, like, what level are you now?
I mean, at this very moment?
Yes, like currently in the world of Warcraft.
Currently, I am about, 4 blocks away from 100.
You just said a minute ago, I don't like to hearthback because I like to fly.
Yes.
And then you just stop. You're just sitting there like, how long does it take you to get back?
Oh my gosh. I usually hearthback, but every now and then I like to fly.
Oh, I just want to see you ding. I'm gonna fast forward this a little bit.
Yeah, sorry, I should have gotten us to that.
Because now you're flying 258 and you just finally got on the flight path. Oh, we're finally into the garrison
you go to
area.
450. Yeah. Nothing. Give it a shot. Plus, it's it's probably good information to know.
All right, here's 445, and we're buffering. Not Twitch, like.
Oh.
Here we go. You're running into your garrison. You're running. Oh, and the video stopped. Now it's buffering again. Wow, this is quality TV here.
I'm telling you what.
You're bobbing your head.
My mom had a friend. At 505.
Your mom had friends who had horses.
Go over
Okay.
there and ride.
So
I enjoyed it. I tend to yap a lot. Horse fan. I mean.
you're turning in. Confirm. Click.
I enjoy
And
riding.
ching.
98. Woo!
98. There you go.
Yes. And so what I'm doing to kind of wrap up this little bit. This is what I've been playing a good bit of. Is what? I missed it.
All right, hold on. Don't.
78. 78. 98.
All right, here we're gonna play that again.
What time you go to? 78, baby.
You go. Whoa! What? 78, baby. Like 78. Then you're like, oh wait, I mean 98.
That's, 98. All enthusiastic. 98. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
So
goodness.
I'm really close to 100 at this point, and I was trying to get there maybe this weekend, but as soon as I get there, I will. Well, golly, I was gonna say I'll stream it, but that means I won't be able to play again until Thursday. But I'm really busy, so that may not happen anyway. So,
well,
I'll wait till Thursday to ding 100, and that'll be a live stream this Thursday evening.
All right, so there's that video, and then some other things have been going on. Obviously, my NIS races. I raced at Michigan a couple of weeks ago. Raced it Wednesday, and then crashed out within the first 30 laps.
Going back to your old ways.
Super frustrating, and it wasn't my fault.
Never is.
Nope. And then so I ran the race again on Friday, and so that video is up. And interesting
Oh
thing
my gosh.
is something happens within the
Lap
the first,
one, Wednesday night.
the first couple laps that I'm trying to find it here real quick. This is literally like lap 2. We're going into turn 1. I'm sitting 7th. I started 7th. And, well, a wreck happens in front of me again. And let's just...
What time are you going to?
I'm sitting at 2... I think it's 2:44.
All right, tell me when.
So a wreck happens in front of me, and here I'm thinking, lap 2, it's all going to end again. Because literally, I can't find a single place to go. Oh, I guess this was the first lap. So we'll watch this lap.
Nothing wrong with seeing a little more racing.
This is Michigan. It was super hard for me on this track. It was a little difficult.
You guys haven't watched Preach Racing. I got to tell you, if you enjoy racing at all on TV, this is almost as good, if not better. Whoa!
All right, we're going down the front stretch, getting ready to go into turn 1. I'm at 310.
Wow.
Here it goes, wrecking in front of me. Where am I going to go? Oh, crud. Why don't I just go through that car?
That sounds like a good game plan.
Because that's literally what I did.
Isn't that crazy?
I literally went through the yellow car.
You didn't lose any safety rating or anything, right?
I got a 4X from it.
Oh.
But went through the car. Like, seriously, I went through the car.
So your race continued on.
It did, thankfully, because if I remember correctly, we got ourselves a top 5.
Makes a big problem.
We got ourselves a top 5 because of what's on the screen right now.
And I'm still on the line right here.
And so that was pretty exciting.
Whoa, you went into the ground.
So,
Can't complain about a top 5.
I liked it. So, all right. You got another highlight for us here.
Yeah, so I played some Eve, but what was a little more fun because Eve, I was kind of setting things up again to go out and do some gas.
See that side move I just did?
Huffing gas. Anyway, getting gas from gas clouds or something.
Now
but
I'm healing
instead
back up again.
of making everybody watch me just sit there while I skill up, I switched over to Hawken, and so we played some Hawken, and that's always a lot of fun. You're gonna hear me keep pushing Hawken. I really enjoy it.
What's up, baby boy?
It's free to play.
I'm here to take you out,
and it's just a feel good time. It's one of those easy to play games. And so, not a whole lot to say about this one. I actually was not doing stellar.
You're saying enough in the video. You're just like, what's up, baby boy? Like yelling at stuff and just like freaking out on people.
Well, it's a lot of fun to play, and I think
Do you have a second? Could you
a lot
do
of
a buffer
a lot of
post
interaction
out
from
that
my
I'm playing
part.
Hawkeye
So if
right
you
now?
want
Because
some,
a lot of times they'll
you want to watch
retweet
me
it.
make a fool of myself, come watch this game.
If you got a minute, it's not a big deal.
It's quite
And
humorous.
I'm constantly plugging it too. No way. I mean,
Alright.
wow. So that was a lot of fun.
Cool. Yeah, definitely watch those
All right,
talking
let's see
videos.
here,
Every
guys.
once in a while, I jump in with him.
He
I think
should
I
do
did
it
that
more
once or
often.
twice. So,
We should all tell him we should do that more often.
So we had Michigan 2 weeks ago, and then last week we had Bristol. And Bristol is a short track. They call it the world's last great coliseum. And we started second in the race. We qualified well enough to start second in the race. And things went bad for me pretty quick. First of all, I had a bad start. And then I went into the pits to pit. And I got a penalty for speeding in the pits. So I had to go to the back of the end of the tail, the longest line, and then I did something else. I had an unsafe entry into the pits or something like that. So then I got another black flag, which then caused me to have a green flag stop and go. So under green flag conditions, I had to come in and stop and go, which is
What
an
a train wreck.
automatic 2-lap loss in Bristol. And then I had a couple of wall hits that I had. I had a couple of places where things just got a little rough. Spun out on my own a couple of times. And the crazy thing is I had a fast car, dude. We had a good setup for this. Our team, 2 to Green, had a great setup for this race. And I had a fast car.
It's killing me tonight because the reason I'm several laps down is because of my
I
own
would have not have
mistake.
made my own mistakes. I'd have been a lot better. But we did
5
survive the
laps.
entire race, and because we survived the race, we got a top 10. We finished 10th. So
That's
that
not
was
too
pretty good.
shabby
No,
from Bristol, I'll be honest.
not too bad at all for Bristol. So. But yeah, so Bristol was last week, and then actually this week it's off. We're off this week. I don't know what I'm going to do Wednesday now.
Yeah, what are we going to do? We should try to find something we can play together.
Yeah, we could do that.
Maybe
or I
some
might
Hawkeye.
do some Continental Tire stuff.
Oh, there you go. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't know where IMSA is this week either.
I'm not sure.
But anyway, so we are currently 18th in the point standings in the Open Series in Division 4, which is really good for me, considering this is my first year racing in the Open Series, which is a lot of fun. So.
Very cool.
And, with the night race, we had something else that happened. We, I created some new paint jobs for the RezcastTV car.
Oh, yeah, these are great, guys.
So here's the day theme for the car. The nice black with the gold on black. Damien's face on the back end. We got a new sponsor that is on here. Hula Technologies is a new sponsor of ours now.
Yep.
And
these are real companies, people.
Yeah, and then there's one more that I didn't get in the picture that I added was Elkton Golf and Batting, which is a golf and batting cage in Maryland. So that's pretty cool because that's on there. I have a new picture for me on the one side. We went with gold rims now for this car, so it's kind of cool with that. And then we had the night version where we took and changed it to a gold on white instead of gold on black.
A real classic look and feel, if you ask me.
So we're gonna run this at Darlington too because it feels a little more retro. I might actually go in and even change the style of paint a little bit from like the streaks to go for Darlington.
Man, your face on the back corner, that's a great new face you've got there. It's just like, what?
Yeah, I tried to make it where it was like really fun and interesting just because, normally I'm hitting the wall on that side.
I gotta say your paint artiste is a skilled artiste.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And let me also state that yes, those are real companies on there, but we are getting zero sponsorship.
Oh yeah, we're not getting money from them.
I just realized that. I'm like, that really doesn't sound right. Yeah.
But then we have a RezcastTV truck also for the truck series on Tuesdays. So it's very similar to the day car.
All about going fast, and the faster your paint job looks, the faster you go.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
That's scientific fact.
Yeah, so those are some new paint jobs we got going on in some iRacing, and they're a lot of fun.
Brilliant. So coming up with the next 2 weeks then.
Yeah, that we got some good stuff coming up with these different things. So yeah, so that's it for us tonight. Damien, you got anything else you want to add? Any kind of closing thoughts or remarks?
No, I'm just going to say, our regular scheduling right now is kind of changed. We're scheduled Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then every other Monday we do the RezCast TV show, as we're doing right now. But look for us on Fridays and Saturdays still. The schedule change was mainly to allow us a little more time to work on the show and to start kind of getting some other planning out for RezCast TV, and it just works with the schedule better. And so also, we've got some games coming up really soon, guys, and you're going to see some renting. You're going to see some. I don't think this is a big enough news item to hold for another show. I'm just going to the Xbox streaming to your Windows 10. One of my complaints about it, and the reason why I haven't done it quite as frequently, is because while I think it works pretty darn well, it's a little hazy. It's not the greatest. Well, they've just upped it to where you can do a very high stream rate to your PC. And so we're going to be trying that out. I know I will anyway this week. Maybe Thursday night. I may wait until Friday night because I might want to do Thursday night. Wow, we'll see. But you can look forward to that. So that's going to be pretty much any Xbox game. And then Preach, I would say we need to get like we should start, if that works as well as we're hoping. Well, you got a capture card, so you've got that down easy. Maybe like looking at trying to rent a game once every 2 weeks and streaming that together or something, seeing how that works out. But yeah, so I think for the next 2 weeks, that's kind of the game plan. I will say I'm having a great time, and I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Preach, I'm having fun working with you, man. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We hate to end on this kind of note tonight, but I think it's important that we do. Yes, iRacing is digital, and it's not something that I'm going to sit here and the worst thing I might get is maybe tendonitis in my wrist or sprained finger from shifting or something. But racing is real, and it's really dangerous. And so tonight, as we close the show, we just want to give our prayers and our thoughts out to Justin Wilson's family. If you didn't see in chat earlier, it was announced tonight Justin Wilson passed away from his injuries from a car accident or an Indy car accident that he had yesterday at Pocono. Some debris came off of another driver's car, Sage Karam, after he hit the wall, and that debris hit Justin Wilson in the helmet. And he went into a coma, and he did not recover from those injuries, and he passed away this evening. So, yeah, that's sad.
He was 37 and was from the United Kingdom, and so our hearts and our prayers go out to Justin Wilson's family. It's never an easy thing for us to hear or see these things happen because, we look at these guys and we think of them as invincible, like the driving cars, especially around somewhere like Pocono at 220 plus miles an hour. But sometimes things happen and injuries happen, and so our hearts and prayers go out to Justin Wilson's family.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we thank you for being here. We thank you for being a part of the RezCast TV show and RezCast TV. Make sure you check us out on Twitch at RezcastTV.com/ RezcastTV. No, that's Rezcast.co. Right. Oh man, I'm messed up now. Twitch is twitch.tv/RezcastTV.
Yes.
Check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/RezcastTV Gaming. And then we have a website, RezcastTV.co. That
he's lighting the fire under my butt on that one here, guys.
Soon will be live. It is out there right now, waiting for some beauty to happen to it. So, and I know that will happen soon. So, But check us out at those places: Twitter, Google Plus, all that stuff. Same name, RezCast TV.
One more thing.
Yep.
Don't forget, we are a bi-weekly show, so you'll be able to see episode 5 of the RezCast TV show on September 7th. That's Monday, September 7th. Be there.
Which is actually Labor Day, so we may skip that, right?
Oh, I thought Labor Day you're supposed to work.
I think it's a day off.
The other way around. Yeah. So actually, we might
adjust it.
We may adjust the date. So be on the lookout. We'll definitely give you plenty of heads up, but we'll be somewhere around there.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for watching tonight. and we'll see you again soon.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good night.
Hey, this is Chad.
This is Damien.
Hey, and you're watching RezcastTV.
What? Gamer for life, bro.
Okay, that last part doesn't go in.